What's up, YouTube? Thomas L here. Since this year looks like it's going to be the year of Stephen King, with Pet Sematary opening this week, It Chapter 2 coming out in September, and the Shining sequel, Doctor Sleep, coming out in November. Not to mention Castle Rock Season 2 is also coming as well, so this is a cool year for Stephen King. So I decided to do my top 10 favorite movies based on Stephen King novels, because there's been so many great Stephen King adaptations over the years. So with that being said, here's my list. Coming in at number 10 is Christine. Christine is great. I mean, it was directed by the great John Carpenter, and of course, it's about a killer car and all. It's weird to be honest with you, but it's really cool, creepy. I mean, this movie will make you not want to go in another car because, yeah, I mean, a movie about a killer car. Who knew that could be something that could happen? I mean, I guess you could say this is like Final Destination, but with a car instead. Sorry. Anyway, Christine is really cool. Creepy. If you guys never seen Christine by now, I highly recommend it. It's a really good Stephen King adaptation. Like, I mean, in it, Keith Gordon, plays a nerd named Arnie Cunningham who buys a 1958 Plymouth Fury, which he of course names Christine. And so he has like develops like an unhealthy obsession with the car. And so, to the alarm of his jock friend named Dennis, played by John Stockwell, and after like a bully rapper named Buddy Rapperton, played by William Ostrander, defaces Christine. Christine, of course, restores herself to perfect condition, and ends up killing people. And man, with all these Stephen King reboots coming, I'll be down to see another Christine. I think we kind of need another one. It's a horror classic, and definitely check it out. It's a really good one. Sorry. Anyway, coming in at number 9 is Children of the Corn. Now, of course, Children of the Corn is pretty much about killer kids. Yeah, these are some kids you would not want to raise. I mean, they're pretty vicious here. Like in it, psychologist Bert Statham, played by Pierre Horton, and his girlfriend, played by Linda Hamilton, drive across the Midwest for his for like his new job, and so their trip, comes to a sudden halt when they encounter the body of a murdered boy in the road. And so, in trying to contact the authorities, Bert and his girlfriend, Vicky, wander into a small populated um, town only by that's pretty much mainly populated only by children, and like follows a of a and the followers are a sinister young preacher named Isaac Croner, played by John Franklin, so the couple is like fleeing the youthful fanatics who want to like sacrifice them to their demonic deity. It's really creepy. I mean, even South Park did a parody of it one time. During that episode of South Park when the South Park kids, of course, pretty much sent their parents away because they were they like accused their parents for molesting them and stuff like that, and then they end up running their town and all. That's pretty much the parody of Children of the Corn. Like, these kids are really insane. They're creepy. I mean, there are some of them. These the kids in this are some of the most creepiest movie kids ever. I mean, yeah, but still, it's really good. I mean, Linda Hamilton was also good here too. Of course, she's Sarah Connor. So coming in at number 8 is Cujo. Now, Christine is a movie about Killer Car. Children of the Corn is about killer kids. This here is about a killer dog. I mean, in Cujo, this dog ends up getting bitten by a radioactive bat, and so pretty much he ends up being vicious, and he terrorizes like a mother and her son while they're trapped in the car, and they can't really escape from the car because Cujo is right out there, and like this is a dog you would not want to have as a like if you see a dog like this, you just gonna want to just head for the hills. This is not the dog type of dog you want. But Cujo he's pretty much an iconic dog. And this movie is also really insane. Like, yeah, Cujo is awesome. I mean, if you guys never seen Cujo, check it out. I mean, a movie about Kill a Dog. Hey, it's pretty. I guess you could say it's like Jaws, but with a dog instead of a shark. That's what I kind of always interpret this film as. Oh, and not to mention, Dee Wallace and the one who plays her son in this, they were both really great in this movie. Coming in at number 7 is Stand By Me. Like in it, after learning that a stranger has been accidentally killed near their rural homes, four boys, decide to see the body, and on their way, Gordy, like the kids in this, are played by Will Wheaton, who plays the lead character Gordy Lanchy. You got Jerry O'Connell playing Fern Tiso. River Phoenix plays Chris Chambers, and Corey Feldman plays Teddy Dutchat, who encounter a mean junkman and a marsh full of leeches. And it's pretty much just a movie about like friendship, and you got Richard Dreyfuss as the narrator in this. I mean, Richard Dreyfuss actually is the voice of one of the older versions of one of the kids, because the movie takes place in the 50s or 60s. But anyway, the actors all had really great chemistry. Like River Phoenix was great, Corey Feldman was terrific, Will Wheaton was really awesome. Really good film, man. Kiefer Sutherland played the bully in this. He was great. I mean, yeah, this movie it's an '80s classic. It was directed by Rob Reiner, and it's a really good one. Like the whole movie is pretty much all about friendship and growing up, and it's pretty much a classic. Speaking of Rob Reiner, coming in at number 6 is Misery. Now, here, James Caan plays a novelist Paul Sheldon, who is rescued by a former nurse named Annie Wilkes, played by Kathy Bates, who, of course, is like his biggest fan. So Annie, brings him to her remote cabin to recover, and so her obsession takes a very dark turn when she ends up finding out that Sheldon, ended up killing off her favorite character from his novels. So of course, she traps him until he writes until he rewrites this book and all that. It's really great. I mean, Kathy Bates won her Oscar for this, and well deserving. That was a well deserving win. Kathy Bates was terrific in this movie. James Caan was great. Richard Farnsworth, he was really great as the sheriff who's in this. He was terrific here. Like Rob Reiner was also the director. this is a really great horror. Well, it's just a really cool horror movie. It's more of a suspenseful film, but still, it has some really creepy turns in this. And oh boy, Kathy Bates is one of the most creepiest Stephen King characters there is. Boy, Stephen King has a habit of having creepy kids and all. Because coming in at number 5 is Pet Cemetery. Now, of course, the remake of Pet Cemetery comes out this week, but the original was released in 1989, and was directed by Mary Lambert, and not to mention, starred featured Michael Hughes as the character of Gage, who of course is the kid who suddenly dies, and then the father Lewis Creed ends up putting pretty much ends up bringing him to the pet cemetery so he could revive himself, and then yeah, you don't do that. I mean, if someone is dead, just keep them dead, because you put them in a pet cemetery, they're not going to be the same way they were when they died. And that's what, of course, happened in this. I mean, that kid. I mean, Gage is seriously the most creepiest kid in movie history. And I mean, Louis Creed is of course a pretty good character. Of course, you got the old guy, Jed. He was a pretty cool character. Not Jed, Judd. I meant to say. I just kept calling him Judd for some reason. Anyway, the character Judd Crandall is of course played by Fred Grain. He was like that actor, Fred Grain from the Monsters fame. He was really great here. I mean, I'm sure John Lithgow is going to be good at it as well, but it'll be hard to top Fred's performance. And anyway, the original Pet Cemetery is really great. Sorry. I mean, it is creepy, really good performances, but like the one who plays Dr. Lewis Creed, the actor name is Dale Midkiff. He was terrific. I mean, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward for the remake. By the way, I think they just dropped a new trailer for this, and I think it looks great. So cannot wait to see the remake. But anyway, if you guys still never seen the original, it's really great and really creepy. Coming in at number 4 is 2017's It. Now, I could have gone with the miniseries, but to be fair, that's more of a miniseries than a movie. So I'm actually going to add the remake instead. The remake, of course, featured Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, the dancing clown. This movie was creepy. I mean, Pennywise is the most creepiest character ever. The loser clubs, all of them had great chemistry. Like this movie would not have worked if the young actors in this did not have good chemistry with one another. They were all great. Like the one who plays Beverly, Sophia Lillis, she was terrific. The other cast was all good. Yeah, it. I mean, I probably think it's a little more better than the original. With Tim Curry, but of course the original's still amazing. But the remake, I think, is actually better than the original, in my opinion. And of course, I'm looking forward to see the sequel, which of course features the loser gang all grown up. So should be interesting to see where they're going to take the sequel to. Because I mean, from what I've been hearing, this sequel is going to be really gruesome, and so cannot wait for the sequel. But anyway, the original. If you guys still never seen the 2017 It, check it out. It's really great. Coming in at number 3 is Carrie. Now, of course, here you got Sissy Spacek, who plays sensitive teen Carrie White, who faces taunting from classmates at school and abuse from her very strict mother, and like Carrie actually has some like powers in her. Carrie is really great. Now I'm actually gonna go with the original. Even though I did like the remake, the one with Chloe Moretz. The remake wasn't as great as the original, but I really dug the remake. But the original is the best. Sissy Spacek, her as Carrie was great. Piper Laurie as Margaret White, of course, Carrie's mother, she was terrific. This was also John Travolta's first feature film. Like this movie got released before Grease and Saturday Night Fever, so that's that. You also had the greatest American hero himself, William Catt, as Tommy Ross, who of course is the boy who Sissy Spacek, takes to the prom. The prom scene is also iconic. That's a really iconic moment. Really great film. I mean, it was directed by Brian De Palma, who of course did Scarface and loads of other good stuff. He did a great job of directing. Really, this is a class. This is a horror '70s classic. It's awesome. Coming in at number two is The Shining. Now, Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance is a very crazy mental character. Of course, the hotel is pretty good. I mean, a creepy hotel. I mean, this and Base Motel are probably two of the most creepiest hotels you'll ever want to see. Also, you got Danny Lloyd as the son of Danny Torrance. You also got Shelley Duvall in this. Of course, the Gardy twins. They're some of the most creepiest twins ever. Maybe until Us came out. I don't want to spoil Us or anything, but if you guys seen Us, you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, now back to The Shining. The Shining is a '70s horror classic. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick. I mean, this is the most creepiest movies of the '70s. Like it's a haunting film. It's a psychological film. Yeah, and also I'm actually really looking forward to see that sequel, Doctor Sleep, which comes out this November. So really pumped to see that. But anyway, for The Shining, yeah, and of course there's that iconic scene where Jack Nixon is hitting an actual door, and that classic line, "Here's Johnny." That line is the most iconic lines in movie history. I mean, you probably knows that line. Like, there's actually been lots of movies and TV shows that have parodied that line, and there's lots of TV shows that parody The Shining. Period. Like, for example, South Park kind of poke fun at The Shining when Randy ran a pretty much ran a blockbuster, and that whole episode is pretty much a Shining parody. So, but if you guys still never seen The Shining, what are you waiting for? It's a classic. Now, coming in at number one is pretty much one of the greatest films of all time, and that, my friend, is The Shawshank Redemption. I mean, it's pretty cool that Stephen King has written books that aren't just horror based or suspense based. It's pretty cool that he's done like they wrote books for different type movies like Shawshank Redemption, for example. This movie is terrific. Great performances by Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. Directed by Frank Darabont. This movie has some great dialogue. The script is fantastic. Such a fantastic, amazing movie. And the whole movie takes place in prison, and it works really well. The movie, of course, scored an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. I think there's an argument made that could have won, but I still like Forrest Gump slightly more. So I don't know. The Oscars that year with Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, and Forrest Gump getting nominated. Oh boy, too bad they couldn't have like a three-way tie because all of three of those movies are great. And like I said, Shawshank Redemption is it's pretty much like I said, it's one of the greatest motion pictures of the '90s. It is just terrific. I mean, the script is of course great, and everything else in the movie is fantastic. I mean, I actually saw the movie on the big screen in a night in 2015 or 14, I think it was, when AMC was doing like this AMC Classic program, and Shawshank Redemption was one of the films they were showing. I was like, you know what? I'm seeing Shawshank Redemption on the big screen, and great time to watch this film on the big screen. It's a really great movie. I mean, for whatever reason, if you still never seen Shawshank, what are you waiting for? Check it out. It's amazing. And of course, this is also a movie about friendship, like the friendship between both Robbins and Morgan Freeman. That really makes the movie even amazing. So definitely check out Shawshank Redemption if you've never seen it. It's a classic. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick one now. Number 10, Christine. 9, Children of the Corn. 8, Cujo. 7, Stand By Me. 6, Misery. 5, Pet Cemetery. 4, It. 3, Carrie. 2, The Shining. 1, Shawshank Redemption. Now, there's loads of other ones I could have added. Let me pull up his credit list. Let's see. Definitely not The Dark Tower. That movie just, oh god. Green Mile is amazing, which was also directed by Frank Darabont, and also set in a prison, by the way. So there's that. The Mist with Thomas Jane was good. Let's see. 1408 was alright with Sam Jackson and Johnny Cusack, which is another movie set in a hotel. Gerald's Game, which is a Netflix release, that was pretty good. The Dead Zone, Dinner, Creep Show's a good one. Maximum Overdrive is probably one of the best bad movies of all time. I mean, it is completely dumb, but it is awesome to watch. Salem's Lot's a good one. Cell, also with John Cusack and Sam Jackson, that wasn't good at all. Dreamcatchers, Firestarter with Drew Barrymore, that's a good one. The Running Man, Graveyard Chef, The Lawnmower Man was okay. Hearts of Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins, that's a good one. The Mangler, that's an alright one. Pet Cemetery 2, I really enjoyed. Let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Stephen King movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.